Welcome all. Today I want to talk about the most trending issue in India right now, which is the issue with the Maldives president. Recently, there has been so much buzz online about the derogatory comments made by Maldivian president against our Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And I just want to delve deep into the topic of what actually happened for those of you who don't know. The first and foremost thing is we just want to understand who is this Maldivian president. A Maldivian president is Mr. Mohamed Muizu. He has been the president of Maldives since 17th November 2023. He was selected for this post after the previous president, Abdullah Yamin, who served as the president of Maldives from 2013 to 2028, was jailed for some serious corruption charges. On 25th of December 2022, the Maldives Criminal Court sentenced Abdullah Yamin to 11 years in prison and fined him $5 million for corruption and money laundering. These charges were laid on him for taking bribes from a private company for the lease of Vau Atoll Ara. For those of us who don't know what an atoll is a ring-shaped coral reef or island or a series of islets that surrounds a lagoon. Atolls can be circular or horseshoe-shaped, as we see in this picture. Mohamed Muizu is the president of the Maldives, and he's also the member of People's National Congress. He is also a member of Progressive Alliance, which is a coalition between People's National Congress and Progressive Party of Maldives. This Progressive Alliance was formed in 2019. Izu won the 2023 presidential election with almost 54% of vote share, defeating the former incumbent president Ibrahim Soli of the Maldivian Democratic Party. And coming to the present issue started when our Prime Minister Narendra Modi visited Lakshadweep on Jan 2 of 2024. He mentioned that on his visit, he mentioned that over the past 10 years of his government, numerous developmental projects have been completed in the Lakshadweep Islands. And when he was speaking at a function after his arrival, he expressed optimism about the newly introduced ice plant at Agatti, which is a place in Lakshadweep, and emphasized that it would pave the way for enhanced seafood processing possibilities on Lakshadweeps. And he also mentioned the possibility of the the successful export of tuna fish, which is also a development which is expected to contribute to increase the income opportunities for the people of the Lakshadweep Islands. Even a travel booking app called Make My Trip has also observed that there has been around 3,400 percentage of an increase or raise in the searches for Lakshadweep after our Prime Minister Narendra Modi has visited the place. So these are all good marketing or development opportunities that are there for Lakshadweep. And in his visit, Prime Minister Modi has also highlighted the untapped potential of Lakshadweep and referred Lakshadweep as a land full of many, many possibilities for the years to come. So even the administrator of Lakshadweep, Praful Patel, has mentioned that this is going to be uh, a very good start for India and Lakshadweep altogether. The thing is, like real issue started when the three deputy ministers in the Ministry of Youth Affairs, Mariam Shiona, Mansha Sharif, and Mausum Masih, they made disparaging remarks about both India and also about our Prime Minister, Mr. Modi. In a post on a social media platform, Twitter or now VX, Ms. Shiona referred India's ties with Israel and She made disparaging comments about Mr. Modi. Her colleagues later joined her, and then they said the visit by the Indian Prime Minister to Lakshadweep was aimed at challenging Maldivian tourism, which prides itself on the famous beachside facilities. These comments amplified by their supporters soon after it, and then a war of words was triggered on social media, and it escalated to such an extent that Indian tourists started canceling their hotel bookings in Maldives. So this has raised a real concern even to the Maldivian ministry. Actually, these three Maldivian ministers have made comments calling a prime minister as a clown or a terrorist on social media, which is completely unacceptable. On a damage control mode, the music government distanced itself from these remarks, and even the Maldivian foreign ministry started saying that it believes in the freedom of expression, and it also said that the freedom of expression has to be exercised in a responsible manner. Whether these opinions of these ministers can be personal, and it also mentioned that these are purely personal opinions of these ministers and they do not represent the views of the government of Maldives. And moreover, the relevant authorities of the government will not hesitate to take action against those who made such derogatory remarks. They've also mentioned that, and those three deputy ministers were suspended later. And prominent Maldivians, including former foreign minister and former president of UN General Assembly, Abdullah Shahid, has condemned these comments, describing them as reprehensible and odious. And the government should reprimand these officials. Public figures should maintain a decorum. So all these things were mentioned in his speech. This is a Twitter post of the former Maldivian president being against of those deputy ministers' derogatory comments. And like this has happened already, but later it even with when we come to the President Moizu, he even won the elections by this anti-India strategy only. These war of words has started coming ahead of the China visit uh, of the Maldivian president to China. So this has started a tension as Mr. Moizu hit the headlines soon after his November swearing in by asking India to withdraw its military presence from the archipelago. And India has been maintaining that military presence there mainly for providing medical support to the distant islands of the Indian Ocean. The president subsequently met Mr. Modi during the climate summit in Dubai on 1st December. However, he shows Turkey is the first destination for his foreign visit, and this was followed by the decision to visit China from January 8 to January 12th. So, from January 8 to 12th, the Maldivian president visited China, and upon returning from his 5-day visit from China, he said that no country has the right to bully the island nation. He said, we may be small, but you cannot bully us. So this again triggered the situation. And on the other hand, Indians started trolling the island country, saying like they're going to boycott Maldives, and hashtag boycott Maldives has started trending on Twitter. The online travel company Ease My Trip has suspended the flight bookings to Maldives against all these disruptions. So Maldivian president, on his part, what he did was he asked China to intensify the efforts to send more tourists to this island nation. He actually mentioned that China is the number one market for them pre-COVID, and he requested that the intensified efforts has to be taken from China to regain this position. In a post on his official website, it was mentioned like that. But as per some analysts, India was the top source market for tourism of Maldives since the COVID-19 pandemic. So, even the tourism ministry data has showed that in 2023, India accounts for around 11.2 percentage of the total tourist travels, around that is 18.4 lakhs for this Maldives, with followed by Russia, Russia being in the second place, having a share of 11.1 percentage. And to be frank, India is the biggest market for any kind of tourism, particularly to the neighboring countries uh, Thailand, Singapore, and all. A Chinese President Xi Jinping and Maldivian President Mohammad Mursi had extensive talks on Wednesday, and it culminated in the signing of 20 key agreements. These included a notable pact on tourism cooperation, marking the enhancement of bilateral ties to a comprehensive strategic cooperative relationship. This visit to China is the president's first state visit, making him the first foreign head of state China has welcomed this year, a clear indication of the significance both nations assign to their bilateral ties. And the president has also faced criticism. Um, he was welcomed by the red carpet welcome. China has offered grant assistance to Maldives, the amount of which has to be is to be disclosed ahead. And some agreements also involve a joint acceleration of the Belt and Road Initiative Cooperation Plan, a social housing project on Fushidigufalu, fisheries product processing factories, and the redevelopment of Malay and Villimale roads, and some developmental projects. As we can see in the picture, President and his wife Sajida Mohammed, they have received a ceremonial red carpet welcome at the Great Hall of People. A state banquet was later hosted in their honor by President and his wife Peng Lyon. There has been amicable relationships as far as China and Maldives are concerned. But anyways, in the home country itself, like in Maldives itself, the president is facing critical comments regarding his anti-India stance. Like they fear that it can become detrimental to their own nation, their island's development. And the two main opposition parties, like Maldivian Democratic Party and the Democrats, have warned the president about going against India. And like they mentioned that the neighbors, the long-term neighbor, like India is a long-term ally, they have to maintain the relationship with India, as this can be very much beneficial to Maldives. So among these tense situations, we just have to wait what else is gonna go after this. So thank you so much for listening to me. So this is my first post, just to encourage me. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Thank you so much.